watching KMBC 9 First News.
More schools in Johnson and Wyandotte County headed back to class today. We are live in Olathe this morning to tell you about the new measures in place designed to keep students safe this year.
Worlds of Fun is bringing back a classic ride. We'll give you the details on the new announcement, and we'll tell you when the park's newest project will open up to fun seekers.
If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Former President Donald Trump pleads the Fifth Amendment and refuses to answer questions on some of his previous business dealings. We'll have the latest on that. Plus, we'll tell you what pushed FBI agents to search Mar-a-Lago this week for missing documents. Good morning. It's 6 o'clock right now on your Thursday morning, August 11th, 2022. I'm Matt Evans.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. We're joined by First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender for a look at your back-to-school forecast. A lot of kiddos heading back for that first day in Kansas today, Nick.
And look at how pretty that sunrise is. I mean, my goodness, there's the Missouri River. I mean, it's just a beautiful view. It's almost fall-like this morning in some spots. At Kansas City, we're at 65 degrees with a clear sky, and it's great that we have that clear sky. Over the next couple of nights, a Perseid meteor shower is peaking, so you might see some meteors, especially if you are going out after midnight to watch them. Sunny this afternoon, 90 degrees, summer-like conditions, clear and mild for this evening, down to 81 degrees around sunset. The kids going to school this morning, heading back to the classroom, 7 o'clock, 67, mild. It will be warmer, a little more humid for this afternoon at 3 o'clock for after-school activities. 89 degrees with a lot of sunshine. Currently 64 in Olathe, 66 in Overland Park, Shawnee and KCK at 65. Here's some 50s there in Liberty and Tonganoxie at 57 degrees. We look ahead on our 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City at noon, 84, and then that 90-degree high coming in at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Matt.
All right, Nick, thank you. Breaking news this morning in Gladstone, where police are on the scene of a shooting near 68th and North Broadway right now. Officers tell us that 2 people were taken to a children's hospital, but did not tell us their ages. There's no current danger in the area. We'll have more information as we get it.
The school year starts back up for students in several districts today. More students will return in the Piper and Turner school districts. They had some kids return to class yesterday. Select students in the Olathe, Shawnee Mission, Gardner-Edgerton, and Valley Falls districts will return today in Kansas. Allen Village in Kansas City, Missouri will head back today as well.
And the Olathe School District staff is going to have a new security system in place.
And KMBC 9's Martin Augustine is joining us live at Olathe West this morning. Martin, how's this new security system going to protect students and staff?
Yeah, Jamie, the new system will immediately alert school resource officers and school staff here at Olathe West and at every other school in the Olathe School District in the event of some sort of an emergency. Here's how this works. Teachers now in Olathe wearing an extra badge along with their ID badge. And on that new badge is an emergency alert button. In the event of some sort of crisis, the teacher will press that button, which notifies school administrators and first responders of where that crisis is happening. Now, that crisis could be a health emergency for a student, a fight in the hallway, or something even more dangerous than that. A lot of this new system came about because of that school shooting incident at Olathe East last winter. Reporting live in Olathe, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Martin, thank you. We've got more districts returning to school over the next few weeks. Join us here on KMBC 9 First News to help us welcome students back to class. We'll have more live reports as more schools open up. We'll also have more information on big changes for some districts. That's all on air at KMBC.com and on our KMBC 9 News app.
Kansas City, Missouri firefighters responding to this apartment fire last night. It happened around 10 o'clock near 44th and Virginia. Crews arrived to see a car and the building on fire. They started to fight the fire, and once they determined no one was inside, battled it defensively. The firefighter PIO credits crews' quick response to stopping the fire from spreading to other buildings nearby.
Crews did a good job stopping the fire to, I believe, the first part of the building. I think that there's 2 parts to the structure. There's a south and a north side, and to the south side, I think they were able to contain it to the firewalls that exist.
The building is a significant loss. The Kansas City Police Bomb and Arson Squad is currently investigating the cause of the fire.
Happening today, a man who was at the top of the FBI's most wanted list over the weekend has an extradition hearing in Douglas County, Kansas. 39-year-old Stephen Marlow wanted in the deaths of 4 people near Dayton, Ohio. Lawrence police arrested Marlow over the weekend after getting information that he was in Lawrence. He appeared in court yesterday to waive extradition back to Ohio. That hearing today will formalize the process, but we won't know until then win, he'll be taken back to Ohio to face those charges. Starting this morning, all Jackson County Sheriff's deputies will be equipped with body cameras. Sheriff Darrell Forte made that announcement on Twitter, saying that all uniformed deputies and supervisors will be wearing them starting at 6 o'clock this morning. The goal is to improve transparency and accountability.
We now know the names of the two teenagers shot and killed in Raytown last weekend. Police say both boys were 18. Jabari Ellis and Xavier McKenzie. They were shot Sunday near East 87th Street and James A. Reed Road. Police say they do have a suspect in custody. Well, some breaking news this morning. Worlds of Fun has made its big announcement.
Yeah, finally. They are celebrating its 50th anniversary with new events and a reimagined ride. It's the Zambezi Zinger. We'll get a look. Well, maybe bring back some memories to some folks of the old ride. I know our director Ryan was talking about it. It will come back with a new hybrid structure. The park will celebrate its 50th anniversary, and they'll have new experiences, including a 50 Nights of Fire event, too. All right, later this morning, we will have an interview with the general manager of Worlds of Fun. That'll be over on KCWE around 8:10 this morning. I never rode the Zambezi Zinger, but Jamie wants to ride the new one. She has volunteered.
Sign me up.
She's volunteered for that assignment, Nick. So, whenever.
And if our bosses are watching this, I'm ready.
Right. She's ready to go and report back.
I won't fight you for it.
I won't either.
I'm afraid of roller coasters. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight out honest with that. They scare me. My wife and my kid, my little nieces and nephews, they love them. They ride them every time they come on up. Thursday, Friday, we're going to start to get warmer and more humid as we look ahead to the weekend. Today and tomorrow, 90, 91. The humidity is going to start to increase on Friday, so it's going to start to feel hotter than the air temperature, 93 degrees. Saturday and Sunday will be a few degrees shy of 100. We won't have oppressive humidity, but we'll have enough surface moisture that it's going to make it feel like 102 on Saturday and 100 on Sunday. That'll be for a few hours during the afternoon. Then there will be a cool front arriving on Monday. Would drop Monday's temperature down into the low 90s. We might even see that continue to fall into the upper 80s if that front does come all the way through on Monday. And not only will that cool front bring cooler temperatures or cooler conditions, but it will bring our first of several rain chances for next week. Let's go to News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins. Just a beautiful view there. Johnny, a great start for students heading back to the classroom today.
Yeah, nice and cool and crisp almost this morning, Nick, as you head out. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunrise. Another one today as we are tracking along 435. And the eastbound run here from I-35 on over to Metcalf looking good. No reports of any big problems. Of course, Shawnee Mission, Olathe schools back in session today. So watch out for those kids waiting for the bus. Some kids walking to school, maybe even riding their bikes. And for that matter, you're going to find around the school districts, of course, those school speed zones in effect as well, and I'm sure they will be policing those, so to speak, this morning. So be on your best behavior there, and just watch out for the kids, Olathe and Shawnee Mission school districts. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, thank you. The parents of a Sandy Hook victim who successfully sued radio host Alex Jones are now sharing their thoughts on the verdict. Neil Heslin, the father of Jesse Lewis, says after Jones used his show to promote harmful and hateful conspiracy theories about the school shooting being fake, he needed to stand up for his son.
It was, I felt it was something I had to do to protect his legacy, and Jesse's not here to do it for himself. If he was here, we wouldn't have been in that courtroom in the first place, I guess.
Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, Jesse's mother, won nearly $50 million in a civil trial against Jones. 20 children and 6 adults died in that shooting.
And now to the latest on former President Trump and the raid of his Florida estate. Republican lawmakers continue to pressure the Justice Department to shed light on the reasoning behind the search warrant. We're also learning how the FBI discovered those alleged classified documents inside Mar-a-Lago. ABC's Ike Jachi is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, we're learning more about what initiated federal agents executing a search warrant at former President Trump's Florida estate. According to Newsweek, back in June, someone familiar with the stored papers told investigators there may be more classified documents at Trump's private club. This after the National Archives retrieved 15 boxes earlier this year. 2 months later, 24 federal agents were back at Mar-a-Lago, executing a search warrant for documents Trump allegedly took improperly from the White House. A warrant that would have had to convince a federal judge that there was evidence a crime may have been committed. FBI Director Christopher Wray, who was appointed by Trump, was asked for details on the search and whether he's concerned about possible threats to agents from Trump's supporters.
That's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department. As to the issue of threats, I will say that I'm always concerned about violence and threats of violence against law enforcement.
Leading Republicans continue to demand answers, even bringing up Hillary Clinton's emails.
We can't have a two-tiered system of justice in America. How come you did not negotiate something with the president as you did with Hillary Clinton about her emails?
How do you feel, Mr. Trump? How do you feel?
Meanwhile, the former president's legal issues continue to expand. In a completely unrelated matter, Trump appearing before New York's Attorney General for a sworn deposition related to a civil case accusing the Trump family business of misrepresenting the values of its properties. He testified for 4 hours, not including breaks, Trump declining to answer questions, citing his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, something he frequently attacked his opponents for doing.
You see, the mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Again, that was ABC's Ike Ajachi reporting. Federal law enforcement and advocacy groups say they're worried about the rise in violent rhetoric online following the search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. CNN reports seeing posts on forums making threats against FBI agents. Attorney General Merrick Garland and Democratic lawmakers. The Anti-Defamation League worries some could act on these messages.
It could be the lone wolf who now feels impelled to commit an act of violence against a law enforcement official or against some other person. It could be an organized group.
CNN reports Capitol Police have been discussing how to plan for possible reactions to the raid. They are reportedly most worried about the possibility of violence against members of Congress or federal law enforcement.
It's 6:11 now on your Thursday morning. Hundreds of kids have the tools they need now to succeed in the classroom, all thanks to the kindness of our communities.
We'll tell you just how many school supplies one group managed to gather, and we'll show you what it meant to organizers.
Plus, the Royals are holding their own against the Chicago White Sox right now. We'll show you the highlights and how the boys in blue managed to bat their way to victory yesterday.
Excessive heat and humidity on the way for maybe the last summer vacation weekend for students. As we look ahead to next week, cooler changes, and I want to show you when rain could impact your back-to-school plans. Coming up.
Nobody gets the shot like Johnny Rollins, bringing you the first alert. KMBC 9 First News, leading the way.
15 on your Thursday morning as we take a live look across the metro. Look at that beautiful sunrise over downtown Kansas City. As the sun is coming up, the temperature is rising. It's going to be in the 90s today, sunny. Nick is going to tell us when excessive heat returns and how showers and thunderstorms could impact back to school plans next week. But let's talk about your morning drive. First day of school for a lot of folks. Let's check in with News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins. Good morning.
Good morning, Jamie, and we are looking pretty good out here. A little bit of low-lying fog here and there. I believe that's going to be along the Kansas River, just a little bit to the north of DeSoto as we take a look at your first alert traffic, and everything is looking good. K10 coming into view here. That is all the way from K7 up to Woodland, and then looks like Ridgeview doing well all the way below us here at Renner Road and on over to 435 and I-35. So good looking around here. We do have a wreck reported, though. It's going to be inbound I-70, outbound I-470 near Blue Ridge Boulevard. We're going to check that out for you. Two-vehicle crash there. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, John. The Missouri State Fair opens up for business today in Sedalia. The opening ceremony is set for 11 o'clock, but events start as early as 9 this morning. Governor Mike Parson will help kick things off during the opening ceremony. Today, the fair will have live music and entertainment, plus contests like Chuck and the Chicken and the Queen Pageant. The opening day parade set for 6 o'clock tonight. The State Fair is $5 for anyone 13 and older, just $2 for kids 6 to 12. UMKC and the Environmental Protection Agency are teaming up to offer new career opportunities for students and to promote healthy environmental interaction. School leaders at AEPA representatives will sign a 3-year agreement on the partnership later today. We'll, of course, provide you with more information on what this agreement means for students as more information comes into our newsroom.
Dozens of foster kids will now have school supplies, all thanks to you. Last month, Jackson County CASA started collecting school supplies, but there was still a big need. Now they have more than a room full of things like backpacks, crayons, and calculators. UMB volunteers spent the day filling those backpacks for students yesterday.
To be able to provide a child with something just for them that's brand new, not a hand-me-down, and ready, helping them to be ready for the school year is just an awesome feeling.
Jackson County CASA believes it'll help close to 300 kids this school year. One foster and adoptive care organization needs your help. Foster Adopt Connect is experiencing a heavy demand for school supplies right now, and by Friday, that's tomorrow, they're wanting to collect 550 backpacks and supplies for kids in foster care. Those donations will be given to kids at their back-to-school event this coming Saturday. Students will also have access to free sports physicals at that event. Donations can be dropped off at the Foster Adopt Connect locations in Kansas City, Kansas, or in Independence anytime from 8 to 5.
In Olathe, it's the final week for the School Supplies for Traffic Fines program. Just $15 worth of donations will get you $50 taken off a parking or traffic ticket. Receipts need to be bought for proof. The court aims to help provide 2,200 backpacks for students of the Olathe Public School District. Court representatives say backpacks, number 2 pencils, markers, 3-ring binders, and spiral notebooks are some of the most needed items this school year. Donations will be accepted through tomorrow.
Kansas City Royals back in action last night after splitting a doubleheader with the White Sox on Tuesday, and the rookies have accounted for the Royals' last 26 runs.
Oh, MJ Melendez off the lefty, deep right field, and the Royals retake the lead.
Another homer for Melendez. Bobby Witt Jr. singled in a run which extended the rookie RBI streak of 27 straight runs. Salvador Perez would end the rookie streak with his own RBI. MJ Melendez belted his 14th home run of the 7th inning. Even though the game was tied at a few times last night, all those ribbies secured the win for the boys in blue. 8-3. Johnny Cueto, a member of the 2015 Royals World Series team, got the start for the White Sox last night. Last night was Big Little Day at the K. 200 pairs of bigs and littles were there to cheer on the Royals. One of the biggest events the nonprofit hosts each and every year. It takes a lot of planning and preparation. Every brother and sister got a special shirt to remember their day at the K, and it's always a special time to be shared.
It's just really exciting to have so many of them in one place, where they're all being recognized for being part of our program and they can all enjoy each other's company.
She has inspired me to do different things in my life, helping me with my grades, helping me be who I really want to be.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City looking for about 200 more mentors right now. They ask for volunteers to make a one-year commitment to make a difference in a young person's life.
The Royals wrap up their series against the White Sox today. First pitch set for 1:10 this afternoon. The Royals have won 2 out of the last 3 games. Great statistic. I just love to hear that.
Don't look now, Royals fans, but you look at the bigger picture. They won the last 5 out of their last 7. And
let's go.
I don't know if we're going to say we're in the hunt, but they're only 13 games back of the division lead because the Central is not very hot this year. So, I mean, just saying, anything can happen. You turn it on hot in August, September. I mean, you could find yourself in the hunt toward the end of the season.
Keep it going, get some help from the other teams,
and
boom, you're right in there in
right
October.
In there. Yeah, never give up.
October weather on the First Alert 9-day forecast, too. We like that very much.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into it. Future scan, I just want to show this really quick. There's green on here, and that's going to be for next weekend. We have rain chances, and we do need that rain. We still have drought in parts of Missouri. That drought monitor updates this morning. We'll be able to bring you the very latest on where that drought has worsened. At a beautiful morning, and it's almost fall-like in some areas. Crisp, cool were the words Johnny used to describe it, and I agree with him. When I got into work this morning, that's exactly what it felt like. Calm wind, it's 65 degrees. 56 in Atchison, 57 in Lawrence and Ottawa, Olathe at 61 degrees, 55 degrees in Warrensburg. 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City, 84 degrees at noon, 90 at 4 o'clock. That's going to be our high today, 90 degrees. 92 in Lawrence, 90 in Leavenworth, upper 80s, Odessa, Bates City over to Sedalia. Highs for tomorrow are going to be a couple of degrees hotter. 91 in Kansas City, 91 in Atchison, 91 degrees in Paola. Heat index values will start to become a factor, especially this weekend. We'll have heat index values Saturday and Sunday up around 100 degrees. But much cooler weather is on the way. This is for next week. Below normal temperatures expected here in the Kansas City region. So what does below normal mean? Let's look at the First Alert 9-day forecast for that. It means highs in the lower 80s and possibly even upper 70s in some spots. The cool front coming in on Monday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, Jamie.
Okay, appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Nick. A museum in Michigan is turning heads and cleaning hands. We'll show you one man's mission turn into an attraction that wipes away the competition. Actress Diane Keaton is going to be back on the big screen with her upcoming film, Mac and Rita. So GMA is sitting down with her for a one-on-one discussion over her more than 50-year career of entertainment. That'll be on Good Morning America starting at 7 right here on KMBC 9.
Welcome back. 6:26 right now on your Thursday morning live look at the sunrise this morning as the sun just peeking over that horizon as kids head back to school. Live look from our News Chapter 9's Johnny Rollins. He's going to be checking in with traffic all morning long as you get the kids back into the classroom here on First News. Well, you won't find anything but clean hands in the Moist Towelette Museum at the University of Michigan.
This is just so fascinating to me. It's an attraction that currently resides in an office at the university's planetarium. Creator John French says he started collecting moist towelettes 30 years ago and then others started giving them to him after they learned about his hobby. So French has more than 1,000 moist towelettes from all over the world. Do you think they're still moist?
That's a great question. But this also proves you can literally collect anything.
Anything.
You can collect moist towelettes, you can collect anything. Yeah. All right, the Broadway season at Starlight is about to come to a close. One of the last productions that will have a very special guest.
Our very own chief meteorologist Brian Busby is going to play the Pope next week when Sister Act comes to town. You see him there on the poster. The show is in town August 16th through the 22nd. Brian will be a part of the show on the 17th. There will be celebrity guests for each show. Tickets are on sale right now.
And the 17th is going to go fast, I bet. A late night fire tears apart a Kansas City apartment. We'll tell you how firefighters work to keep the raging flames from damaging other buildings when we continue at 6:30.
Leading the way, you're watching KNBC 9 First News.
In Olathe, it's the first day of school, but in the high schools, it's freshmen only. I'm Martin Augustine. There will be other students there, and we'll explain why.
We actually knew as a profession about 10 years ago that we needed to be preparing for a teacher shortage.
States across the country, including Missouri and Kansas, are trying to overcome teacher shortages heading into the new school year. We'll tell you how one university is turning to younger students to address the problem.
Plus, heavy rains ravaged the East Coast, causing enough flooding to halt cars, trains, and even flights. We'll show you the damage that now needs to be cleaned up.
Just after 6:30 on your Thursday morning, we know many of you might be getting ready for the first day of school. I'm Jamie Weiss.
I'm Matt Evans. He's Nick Bender with our first day forecast once again.
It's a beaut. It looks nice. It feels nice too. I mean, it feels like the 50s. And if you want that hotter weather, hang on. It's on the way for this afternoon, especially for the weekend. If you want fall-like temperatures, they're on the way for next week. Today, sunny and 90. And just a classic summer day, August in Kansas City. East to southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not too humid, but you might notice a little bit of humidity. At 7 o'clock this morning at the bus stop, 67 and sunshine. 3 o'clock this afternoon, dismissal any after-school activities. A little warmer, more humid. 89 degrees with lots of sun, and we're seeing just a few cirrus clouds. You might see a little bit of fog near the river in some spots, cirrus clouds overhead, and it's currently 65 degrees. The wind is calm, and it feels comfortable. In some spots, it feels like fall, almost 57 in Tonganoxie, 59 in Liberty, Overland Park, Olathe, Gardner, in the low 60s right now. As we look ahead to the weekend, a little more humid for tomorrow. That's when you're going to start to notice the change, the humidity bumping up. 91 on Friday, 97 on Saturday. Heat index value above 100 degrees. Johnny, it looks like we're going to have another hot and humid weekend before we see a lot more kids going back to school next week.
All right. Refreshing this morning, though, Nick. You said it earlier, and it's a nice morning in that regard. Not so good over here, 470 and Blue Ridge Boulevard, though. We're looking to the south and east. That's going to be from right to left, the northbound run on Blue Ridge Boulevard. And right at the bottom of the ramp from Blue Ridge Boulevard to eastbound 470, looks like we have 3 cars that were involved in a wreck down here. A couple of them pretty heavily damaged, and then one car pointing the wrong direction on that off-ramp. So, on-ramp, I should say. So we don't have any injuries reported here. That's about the only good news, but that on-ramp is shut down. So if you normally take Blue Ridge Boulevard over to eastbound 470, probably all the way down to View High to access it. It's going to be your best bet right now. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Johnny. We are following some breaking news this morning. Gladstone police are on the scene of a shooting near 68th Street and North Broadway right now. Officers tell us 2 juveniles were taken to a hospital. They are expected to be okay, and there's no current danger to the area. Officers haven't made an arrest in this case. We'll, of course, provide you with more information as it comes in.
Kansas City, Missouri firefighters responded to an apartment fire late last night. Happened around 10 o'clock near 44th and Virginia. Firefighters arrived to see a car and the building on fire. They began to fight it, determined nobody was inside, and decided to back out, battle it defensively. Officials credit crews' quick response, though, to stop that fire from spreading to other buildings nearby.
So you're talking 5 minutes, crews were able to go in and start making a difference in this neighborhood and being able to go in and put this fire out.
Building is a significant loss. The Kansas City Police Bomb and Arson Squad is now investigating the cause of that fire.
It is back to school day for several local districts. More students will be returning in the Piper and Turner school districts today. They actually had some kids head back to class yesterday. Select students in the Olathe, Shawnee Mission, Gardner Edgerton, and Valley Falls school districts will return today in Kansas, while Allen Village in Kansas City, Missouri will head back today as well. For some students in the Olathe school district, they are getting a special welcome today.
Yeah, they are. Freshmen are getting a fresh start at Olathe West, and that's where we find our Martin Augustine this morning with who is welcoming them to their new school home. Martin.
Well, good morning. It's fellow students, upperclassmen, that are welcoming the incoming freshmen here to Olathe West because it's only freshmen starting today. The idea here is for ninth graders to meet with staff, but also with these students, part of a group known as LINK, which is made up of upperclassmen who will show these new freshmen the ropes of high school, perhaps taking some anxiety they may have about starting this new chapter in their educational careers. And in that, you get these new high schoolers acclimate about what it's all about when it comes to being in high school. Another big help in all of this is you take these upperclassmen and they become friendlier faces, not unapproachable kids, as school gets going for these new freshmen. Reporting live at Olathe West, Martin Augustine, KBC 9 News.
While your kids are preparing to get back in class, there are fewer teachers waiting to greet them. But here's the good news. There's plans to change that. At UMKC, the staff is doing its part to help fill the teaching pipeline. This includes starting to identify potential educators as early as middle school and then making sure those enrolled in education have real classroom experience to prepare them for the realities of teaching.
We really are at a point right now of a societal crisis with making sure that we have not just the number of teachers, but the very best prepared teachers.
The focus at UMKC is preparing their students to become the next generation of teachers and leaders. You can always count on KMBC 9 News for continuing coverage as students head back to school over the next few weeks. We'll have live reports in the coming weeks as students head back in both Kansas and Missouri. You can look for those reports right here on First News on KMBC and KCWE.
Breaking news at 6:36 this morning, Worlds of Fun has finally made its big announcement.
They are celebrating their 50th anniversary with new events and a reimagined ride, the Zambezi Zinger. Here it is. It's going to get an all-new look that's definitely going to bring back some memories of the old ride with a new hybrid structure. The park will celebrate its 50th anniversary with some new experiences, including a 50 Nights of Fire event. We're going to talk with the general manager of Worlds of Fun this morning in our 8 a.m. hour of First News. You can see that coming up on KCWE, and I've said it all morning long. I'll do it. I'll ride the ride.
We'll let the GM know that you're going to be there to, welcome in that ride report back to us on if it's like the original one or not, which apparently is still in operation, by the way, at a theme park in Columbia. So
this is what we've done on our commercial.
Right, exactly. There is more to that story that we'll bring you, I'm sure, over the next few weeks. Extreme flooding is impacting millions of people across the country overnight.
And the cleanup is just beginning. ABC's Monaksar Abdi has a closer look this morning.
Overnight, flash floods hitting the nation's capital.
This is almost halfway up the door.
Floodwaters quickly rising outside this pet daycare business, nearly reaching the door handle. Water bursting into the building, overflowing the sandbags. The deluge, a nightmare for commuters, with trains across the region delayed for hours or canceled altogether. Rain pouring into trains on the DC Metro. Water gushing into the stations. And in Northern Virginia, water streaming down the tracks. Conditions on the roads not much better. North of the U.S. Capitol, emergency crews using an inflatable boat to rescue someone trapped in a vehicle. In nearby Maryland, the town of Riverdale earning its name.
In 5.5 years I've been here, today's the worst I've seen it. We've never had it where we can't get out of the neighborhood at all.
Storms also flooding parts of Tennessee. Nearly 4 inches of rain submerging cars in Chattanooga.
We had to get our dogs out of the house and then move the cars over. Unfortunately, one of them was parked there while it was waist deep. So it's a little soggy now.
This man kayaking near what is usually 16th Street. And after weeks of dry weather, people in North Texas finally seeing some rain. Monaco Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.
And of course, we could use some rain here, Nick. Certainly nothing like what they've gotten on the East Coast, but we're still in a drought in Missouri.
Yeah, especially along that Interstate 70 corridor out of Kansas City out to Marshall. That's where you have some of the tougher drought in the Kansas City region. We're going to see if that has worsened or improved. The new drought monitor comes out today. As we look ahead through Monday, there's very little chance of rain now into the weekend, and it's just going to get hotter and more humid, especially Saturday and Sunday. Those are going to be your hottest days. 97 on Saturday, 96 on Sunday. Heat index values are going to be right around 100 degrees. And then it does get cooler on Monday. We might even see those highs drop further into the 80s on Monday as a cool front comes through, and those cooler conditions will last through much of next week. You can see that the temperature trend for next week is below normal. So that might mean highs in the low 80s, even the 70s possible, Johnny, and that does come with the chance of a few showers as well.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. As we take a look at your first alert traffic, it looks like both directions of 435 here between Antioch and Metcalf. They're enforcing the speed limit this morning. It looks like on the westbound lanes or from the westbound run there on the shoulder, a highway patrol trooper with a motorcyclist down there. Appears as though maybe they're getting in trouble, and same for the other side where Highway Patrol has a sedan pulled over, and I believe they're getting a ticket as well. So that time of year when they're going to be paying attention to speed limits, not necessarily the highway for schools. But yeah, school districts that are in session today, Olathe and Shawnee Mission, watch out for those school zones and slow down around the schools. A lot of kids will be waiting for the bus today. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Hey, thank you. New this morning, a man accused of setting a fire that killed his infant child has pled not guilty. Nicholas Ecker is accused of setting that February fire on West 69th Terrace in Shawnee. He is facing first-degree murder and aggravated arson charges now and is set to be in court again next month.
New details this morning out of Shawnee in regards to a possible drowning. Police say a 51-year-old woman is dead after she was pulled from a pool near Greenwood Street and Mullen Road. That's just north of Shawnee Mission Parkway. It happened around 7 o'clock last night. People at the house say they called 911 and police are now looking into what happened.
A 17-year-old from Raytown is dead after a jet ski accident at Blue Springs Lake over the weekend.
This happened on Saturday, and a Good Samaritan found him face down in the lake. He was wearing a life vest, we know. The teen was taken to the hospital and died days later. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says they will remain extra vigilant for the rest of the summer to make sure everyone is staying safe on the water.
We're not wanting to intrude on your fun, but we want to make sure everybody's doing the safe thing.
Highway Patrol says there's been far less accidents and drownings this summer. A woman is alive but still shaken by a close call in her morning drive.
Yeah, take a look at this. She says a hole opened up and swallowed her car. We'll tell you how she managed to escape rising waters and get to safety.
A training camp tradition returns as the Chiefs get ready for their preseason showdown in Chicago. We'll show you the look at the feast fit for kings.
And after an excessively hot and humid weekend, we look ahead to next week's cooler conditions and the chance of showers, even a few thunderstorms. I'm going to show you when those could impact your back-to-school plans coming up.
Our First Alert hour-by-hour forecast to help you start your day. You're watching KMBC 9 First News, leading the way.
And welcome back. We are live at News Chopper 9, taking a long-distance look at downtown through a little bit of haze. We've seen a little bit of fog here and there along the rivers, and nothing that's really going to slow you down on the way in. And that's about a 5-mile look to downtown from northbound I-35. Following that, tracking it in from Johnson County right now as we see Shawnee Mission Parkway come into view, and northbound around the corner up near Antioch at 635. Still looking good through here, pretty much wide open. No other problems to report anywhere around town right now. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Johnny. We do have a traffic alert for drivers in Merriam. Crews are going to be closing southbound Antioch Road between Shawnee Mission Parkway and 62nd Terrace today from 9 to 4. They're going to be resurfacing the road in the area. Northbound Antioch in the area will be closed tomorrow from 9 to 4. So you're encouraged to use I-35 as a detour to get around these closures. A New Jersey woman is sharing the story of how she escaped her car after driving into a sinkhole.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears. Lizette Pagan was driving to work early in the morning when she saw water gathering on the road, and then the 3 cars in front of her made it across. She tried to follow, and then the ground beneath her vehicle gave way. It turns out a water main under the street had broken, and it created this sinkhole and filled it with water.
I was trying to get the door open. I got bruises in my arm and I couldn't get it open. So then what I did is I took off my seatbelt and I turned around and I was pushing it with the door, my feet, my legs. And I managed to get a little bit open, so I practically walked to the edge.
Wow, luckily she was the only person in the car. She made it out okay. Crews have since removed that car, as you see there. Now she is trying to get help from insurance. And amazingly enough, a similar situation unfolded in El Paso, Texas as well. A flooding sinkhole swallowed a woman's car there, and you can see it swirling around in that water. She had to be rescued by firefighters and bystanders that watched it all happen. They were able to pull the woman out of the back window before her car completely submerged. That sinkhole also due to a water main break. The woman there had minor injuries and was taken to the hospital.
Time right now is 6:47. Ukrainian soldiers say the weapons provided to NATO member countries, and other allies are proving to be a huge help in the fight against Russia. One weapon soldiers say they're grateful for is the Polish Crab. That's a massive tank that not only allows them to hit targets 18 miles away, but also quickly move from position to position so they don't get hit with return fire. The Ukrainians are able to fire off a shot or two and move away, all within 2 or 3 minutes. It's an upgrade from the older weapons of the Soviet era they had before.
The big difference between these new guns and Soviet old guns, because these guns got the new GPS systems.
Poland gave Ukraine 18 of the Crab system, and they are buying another 56. Just 2 days ago, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced the United States would provide Ukraine with another $1 billion in military assistance. The Russian space program will continue to cooperate with the International Space Station through at least 2024. This is all according to NASA. In July, Russian leaders implied they would leave the space station because of tensions over their invasion of Ukraine. Now, the Russian space agency Roscosmos is saying that's inaccurate. NASA insists they have a great working relationship with Roscosmos. While inflation might be slowing down, food prices are still high.
Yeah, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says the cost of groceries rose 13% of the year. That's the biggest increase since 1979. Eggs, flour, milk, chicken, you name it, you know it. It's gotten more expensive. Several factors contribute to that, including higher costs for fuel and labor, avian flu in the U.S., and drought in Brazil, and a war in Ukraine. Demand has also grown. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be back on the field today after having yesterday off. The team is preparing for their first preseason game against the Bears in Chicago. It's a time for players to showcase what they bring to the table. The team currently has 90 players on the roster. They got to trim it to 85 by Tuesday, though. Of course, being a Chief during training camp can be tough. A lot of workouts, a lot of hot weather, but the players and coaches will be treated to a Kansas City tradition today.
Yeah, the team is going to be fed by Zarda Barbecue. And we got a sneak peek at the preparations going on at the Blue Springs location for the feast for the Chiefs. Just look at this mouth-watering goodness. 100 pounds of burnt ends, 75 pounds of Texas brisket, and 50 slabs of ribs, plus a gallon of side dishes, all being served up for the Chiefs. So the big question is, what did the Stars get?
Patrick goes after the burn ends, and he'll get a full plate of most everything we have. Kelsey will come in, it's ribs only. Last year, his plate was covered in ribs twice, and that's what he went for, barbecue ribs.
Okay.
Sometimes the Chiefs will influence the menu at Zarda restaurants because they want to test out some potential new menu items. Just something to be on the lookout for this year. This is the 34th year that Zarda has fed the Chiefs at training camp.
By the way, our crews brought back some Zarda barbecue for us yesterday. Patrick, Travis, I tested both the ribs and the burn-ins for you, and they are both perfect. Yeah. The Chiefs are off tomorrow, but they will be back on the field Saturday against the Chicago Bears. Kickoff is set for noon at Soldier Field. The Kansas City, Kansas Public School District is busy preparing for a new school year.
And while kids don't go back until next week, they're going to be ready to roll when they do. The district tweeted out this video of school buses getting inspected by the Kansas Highway Patrol. Several hundred district vehicles were inspected. Wheelchair lifts, lights, horns, and more were all checked to make sure everything is working properly. Students will return to the classroom in KCK starting on Monday. And we wanted to share some of our back-to-school photos with you this morning. Here's a little Throwback Thursday, if you will. On the left, that's me in kindergarten 2000.
2000, all right, about 5 years earlier. I'm on the right there, heading to first grade with the awesome kicks that I am jealous of today. I mean, seriously, I feel like that's peak me, right? Like that was like the best style I ever had, Nick.
What kind of shoes were they? You've been saying, what were they?
I don't know, but they were cool looking.
Cool.
I mean, picture quality in 95 wasn't the greatest.
And you got to check out Nick's back to school photo that he tweeted out. Popped collar.
It's really good.
Looks good.
Yeah. I have no idea what year that's from, but I think that's from like kindergarten or first grade or something like that. Yeah, we got to find out what shoes those were. There's the assignment for the rest of the morning, because now I want to know. City View cam this morning, abundant sunshine, cool, almost crisp in some spots. 65 degrees with a calm wind. I wanted to say 56 degrees. We have 50s on the map. Atchison, Lawrence, Ottawa, Warrensburg, Clinton, Garnett, all in the 50s. Marshall, we're at 61 degrees in Cameron and Bethany and 62 in Chillicothe. 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City. A little warmer than yesterday, the day before, a little warmer than the day before. We're going to keep that warming trend going for the weekend, and we're going to throw in the humidity. So it's going to start to feel hotter and more humid for Saturday and Sunday. 86 degrees at 1 o'clock, 89 degrees at 5, so our high today in Kansas City right around 90. 90 in Clay Como, in Liberty, Olathe, KCK, Shawnee, 90 degrees in Gardner and Edgerton. Tomorrow, a couple of degrees hotter. 91 in Kansas City, 93 in Lawrence. A return to more of a southerly wind will not only result in an increase in temperature, but an increase in the surface moisture, which is going to make it feel hotter and more humid over the weekend. Look at the next 3 days. There's Saturday. Heat index value 100 degrees, the air temperature a few degrees shy of 100, so we won't have oppressive humidity. If we did, that heat index value would be 110. But 102, 103, 104, that's a possibility. And then look at Sunday. Heat index value remains around 100, mostly sunny, 96 degrees. If you look ahead to the first alert 9-day forecast, you're going to see a big cooling trend for next week and rain chances. But we wanted to show you this beautiful view from News Chopper 9's Johnny Rowland. See those cirrus clouds overhead, and right down in the horizon, maybe just a tiny bit of river fog. We'll be right back in 3 minutes at 6:53.
And welcome back. We are live at News Chopper 9, taking a look outside of News Chopper 9 down at 169 Highway. Coming up over Inglewood right now, and this taking you down to the Broadway Extension, I-29, looking good. Not really seeing any problem here at all. All the highways so far are behaving themselves. We don't see any big problems with any big delays around. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Lots of sunshine for today, summer-like conditions. We head into the weekend last summer weekend, vacation weekend, possibly for a lot of students, as I see even more heading back to school next week. Below normal temperatures, and we have rain chances in there. It's beneficial, but that could, of course, have impacts on back-to-school plans.
And it's a lot of back to schools the next several weeks, so we're going to pay close attention to that.
Yeah, we sure are. And wow, look at that sun on this first day of school for many kids. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Have a great first day back if you're heading back today. First News continues on CW.